Welcome back, guys. In today's class, I'll be showing you guys how we can recreate what we did last time, but this time around we'll be using the edit mode. So last time I taught you guys how to create models using just the object mode. So today we are focusing more on how to repeat the same thing using the edit mode, after which I will now also show you guys how to use the modifiers. So let's start. Now, from the Blender interface, if you observe from the last class, we are just in the object mode, but today I will just have to switch to the edit mode. Then I explain what is there for you guys. Now, if I switch on the edit mode, you can see we have various kind of modes in Blender. We have the sculpt, we have the vertex paint, the weight paint, and the texture paint, but we are focusing on the edit mode for today. Now, you notice that when I switch to edit mode, I have more menus here, more tool options, unlike when it's in the object mode. So, but we're going to use just very few of them in this our project. Now, once I switch to the edit mode, if you observe, you see that all the different sides of the cube are being selected. That takes us to what we can find here. These are the different types of selection mode that we have in the edit mode. The first one being the point selection mode, or you call it the vertex select. Now, what this type of selection does is it gives you the option of selecting just points. You can see with this mode, I'm able to select only points. The next option in the list, just give me a second, let me get the trackball. Now, the next option on my list is what we call the edge selection mode. So for the edge selection mode, it's more like if you want to select the edges, you can see this is for the edges, and the next one is the face selection mode. Now, the secret is, like what I said earlier, in every design, the tiniest element is point. So the same thing also in every object. The tiniest element in every object is a point, and this point is called a vertex. Now, two vertex points that are connected form an edge. But if it's in graphics design, you can say the 2 points form a line. But in 3D, 2 connected points form an edge, which is what you can see here. Now, if I'm to create another vertex and connect it, then what it will form a polygon. So let's say I have like 4 points here. If I connect them, it will form a face. It will form what is called a face. So that is how we have this guy called a face. If you notice, you see that this face is made up of 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this face is made up of four vertices, four vertex points, and 2 vertex points forms an edge. So in order to select an edge, you have to be in what? Edge selection mode. So I switch to edge selection mode to select edge. And if I want to select the face, I'll be in face selection mode to select face. So you just have to listen carefully in case if I say select face, you just know that you have to click here to select face, to be on face mode. Or if I say that you select your edge, then you have to be here. But then there is a shortcut key for that. If I press 1 on my keyboard, it will take me to my vertex selection mode. If I press 2 on my keyboard, it will take me to the edge selection mode. And then if I press 3, it will take me to the face selection mode. Now let's move a step further. Now, don't forget what we said last time about our navigation. Everything still remains the same, with 1 as our front, 3 as our side, 7 as our top view. We'll all use everything we know from the previous classes here. So now, in order for us to model the table like what we did last time, we ask ourselves, how is the table like? And remember that the table is something like this. If I'm not mistaken, table should look something like this. This being the top and this being the legs. So let's model a table very quickly using all we've learned so far. In order to do that, the first thing I need to do is I'll just go under it, click to select, make sure I'm in my move, make sure I'm in my front view. I would scale it this way to get to this point. Now the next thing again I'll do is I'll select this side, make sure I'm in my front view, take it this way. Then the next thing I'll do is be in my top view, and I can see that the table is looking fine already. Now the next thing we need to do is to add the foot, to add the legs for the table. Whoop, just a mistake here. Now in order to add the legs for the table, I'll be on my top view so that I will see the 4 sides I want to add the legs. So the idea is to add legs in this point. To add legs, like having one leg here, another leg here, another leg here, and the next leg here. So in order to do that, I would use what we call loop cuts. I'll have to create cuts on the tabletop. Now, in order to create the cuts, I'll use Control R. Control R is for the loop cuts, and this is the, in case if you don't want to use the shortcut key, you can as well come and click here from the toolbar, but I like using the shortcut key. So if I click on Control R, if I'm on the side, it will cut horizontally, and if I'm here, it will cut vertically. So let me give like 2 points by scrolling. So the more I scroll, the more the cuts. So I just want to scroll once to have only 2 cuts. Then once I click to accept it, without moving anything anyhow, I will just press my keyboard and scale it along x-axis, SX. Then I will scale it to the edge like this. Now once I do that, I'll press again Control R. Then this time I'll be here. Scroll it once, accept it, press scale, but this time on the y-axis. So you can see now I have that form of foot like I want. Now the next thing I'll do now is I'll just scroll under, looking at under the table and making sure I'm in my face selection mode. I will select the 4 parts I want to use as my table foot. So I'll select here, holding my shift, I select here, and also select here. Then looking at my front view, we use what we call the extrude. This is where the extrude is, but then I want to use shortcut. The shortcut for the extrude is letter E. Remember the next one we did, the loop cuts. The shortcut for the loop cut is Control R, and the shortcut for the extrude is E on the keyboard. So once I press E on my keyboard, after selection, I just press E on my keyboard, then I would extrude it out this way to the size I would want. So let's say I need this size. So you can see how easy it is to create my table from this. Now, after doing this, I can switch back to my object mode. And by the way, the shortcut key for switching from edit mode to object mode is the tab on your keyboard, tab button. So the more I'm pressing tab is switching from edit mode to object mode. So once I press tab to be on my object mode, I can select my table, position it to the center the way I would want, pressing this in to make sure I make it to stay on top of this red line, because that is my floor. So once I've done that, the next thing I need to do also now is to create the chair. Now to create the chair, the same procedure that we've used is what we're going to use here again. So I'll just have to press Shift A and go to my cube. So this time I'm modeling is the chair, so I just have to make it light so it won't be as big as the table. So I'll press tab to be in my edit mode. Now from my edit mode, I'll select the bottom, making sure I'm on my move to. I would scale it this way. Select the sides. scale it also this way. So select this part again, scale it inside. Now I can see what I'm doing. This table is blocking it. It's either I press the dash on my keyboard to just focus on only the chair, the slash. In your keyboard, you see the slash button. So once I press on my slash, I'm focusing only on this chair. And once I'm done, I can press the slash again to come back to this view. So now looking at only my chair, I will just focus on model it, give it the look I would want. Now from the top view, like what we did initially, I'll press Ctrl R, make it 2, scale it along x-axis like this. Repeat the same thing again, Ctrl R, scroll to duplicate, scale along y-axis this way. So once I'm done with this, I need to make sure I'm in my I'm in my face mode, face selection mode. Holding shift on my keyboard, I select the four sides like this, making sure I'm on my front view. I'll press E to extrude it down to the floor, or I can as well pull it down a little bit, after which I can also always take it to the normal place I would want it to be. Now, the next thing I want to do now is to attach the resting part of the chair. So what I need to do is I'll just select here, hold shift, select here, and also making sure I'm on my side view or even my front, whichever view I want. Then I'll just press E to extrude, then be this way, something like this. Now, in order to add the handle where someone can rest, I'll press Ctrl R and another Ctrl R. So you can see now we have these two parts. I'll just click here to make sure it is selected. Now, if for any reason you mistakenly selected something else and you want to select all your edges, you can either hold shift, start selecting it while you're still holding shift. You can either do this, or you hold your alt button, hold alt on your keyboard and click once. It will automatically select all the loop cuts for you. So let me do that. Holding shift, I will hold shift and alt and click here to do the same here. Now, this is me just showing you how to select multiple edges, but I don't need that for now, but with time we will need it. So what we need to do next now is to just come to this face selection mode, click here to select the face, select this first face, holding shift on my keyboard, I select this other face. Now I'll right click on my keyboard, I'll right click and go for the bridge faces. Click here to bridge the face. Then I'll also do the same thing here. So let me just press on Ctrl R, leave it somewhere here, Ctrl R again and leave it somewhere here, Ctrl R and also Ctrl R again. So after that, I'll make sure I'm on my face selection mode. I'll select, hold shift and also select, then right click and what, bridge faces. So once I'm sure that I'm done with my chair, the next thing I need to do is press my dash, the slash button again, to come back to my scene. So once I'm back on my scene, I will just press tab to be in object mode. So from object mode, I will just arrange and start building my scene the way I would want it to be. Now, let me give a quick introduction of what the modifier would look like, after which I will now record another video for just modifiers. But for now, I hope you guys understand how to work with the edit mode. This is just little tweaking. For now, we're just using only the extrude. As time goes on, I will also introduce the insert and also the bevel. So for now, let's just work with this. And I want you guys to be creating the same scene that you've done before using object mode. I would want you to recreate the same thing now, but this time around using the edit mode. Now, after you're done, the next thing I need you to do now as an introduction to the modifier is select one of the chair, select the chair, then click on this screwdriver. Is this panel that you can see here to be on your modifier? Then click on add modifier. So from this add modifier, go to the second option, which is generate, and click on array. So you notice immediately I clicked on array, my chair duplicated. I have now 2 chairs. And the reason I'm having 2 chairs is if you look at my count, you see that it is 2. So if I click on this count again, now I have 3 chairs. But the problem now is that the chairs, they are all going to each other. They are all attached on each other. So in order for me to give the spaces between them, I'll come to this part where I have my factor. So my factor is telling us where to position this chair at the in my word. So meaning that if I adjust my x-axis, you find my chair offsetting along x-axis. If I offset it along z-axis, you see it offsetting along z-axis. Right now, let's just keep this at 0, all 0. So what I will now do is from factor x, I'll just have to add like some offsets in order for it not to attach together. So let's just click to move it around. So you can see now I've been able to move it. So I can decide to copy, duplicate this chair and rotate it if I like, or I can also decide to layer multiple array. But for this your class, I just want you, after doing this, then you can now just directly shift D to duplicate, lock it along y-axis, get it to this point, then you rotate along z-axis. And one good thing about Blender is you can as well type in number to give you the exact value you want. So let's say, for instance, we know that 90 degrees to rotate it like this way. And if I want it to make a total turn, then it will be around 180 degree. So I can just come to my keyboard and type 180, and you see it rotate automatic flip. Please don't mind me. Now, from my top view, I won't arrange it. And when I've just been able to create a dining table by just using array modifier and the edit mode. So guys, I'll be sharing this video. Go through the video, watch it. If there is any questions you have, you can ask me the question. Now, what I want you to do as your classwork is, I would want you to go to Pinterest or anywhere. Just start taking pictures, get different collection of different things, different objects. Then try as much as possible to create them just using the object mode and the edit mode that we just said. You might look for simple things that you can create, start populating your scene with different things that you can do. Then as time goes on, I'll be showing you guys how to give it a curved edge and other stuff like that. So thank you guys. The next session will be on how to properly use the modifiers. So see you guys in the next class.